Welcome to my Dragon Kindred. I'm Drake Raven, and let's play some games. Welcome back into the Cities Skylines to the Twin Dragon series. I'm Drake Raven, and here in episode 3, we will become a dragon town. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, do check out Mr. Jonti Sparrow's over at Geekism to watch his Cities Skylines series. And of course, the links are going to be in the description below. As with everything, it's time to continue to expand the roads and work on allowing more people to come into the city and have it, of course, grow. So I'm taking some time here just to get a little bit of a section expanded behind the main road here to build down the city off the main road and start into some neighborhoods. I decided to do a bit of a curve road here so it's not entirely a complete city block, and then we'll cut that in half, fill in the gaps a little bit, and of course leave the area right up along the main road here untouched. I might put a walking path in behind the buildings and things, depending upon how things get placed out. Well, here we need to expand the water pipes there, so of course everybody can be able to drink and survive. We'll fill that out, and then very quickly here we'll go ahead and switch over to our residential, fill in the lower block here a little bit to be able to let that grow. As it turns out, because of where the line of the road split the section in half, I have just enough area here to fill out the residence just off the back of the main road there, with no spacing for a path like I had thought it might have placed, but that's okay. Growth is growth, and that's all very good to see. Oh, look at that. Yay for success! We've managed to get to a dragon town. I'm just gonna scroll through the list here, and it looks like we've got some parks that we're gonna be able to use. I'm gonna try to see if we can place in a couple of these Japanese parks. They generally help out very well for a good amount of an area without being too expensive. 2,500 there for each of those. So we'll put one currently right next to our new school here. It's in the main area of our neighborhood, right after we get our bank loan paid off, because that's always good to take care of the bank loans. So we'll come up here right next to the school. I left this block open because I wasn't sure what I was going to put here, but it makes perfect sense to put a park item inside this block, because that'll definitely be able to help out a good amount of the people in the neighborhood. And we'll come over here and we'll put another one at the end of the actual row here, just to make sure we can flesh out more of the design. and the growth as we expand down the main road that extends off the bottom of the map here. As we follow the main road, I've got this expanded area that I want to figure out, this little tiny corner. So I decided to do something very, what I wanted to consider odd shape process here. We could make a little kind of eye shape to kind of flow the road there. Take a moment to fill in, of course, the commercial areas, and then put in another row of some residentials, again on the back side, away from the main road. I'm going to try to keep as much of the main road reserved for the commercial main strip. At some point, I may end up having other main roads that have residentials, maybe when I get to the high residentials and high commercials, and certain areas that I want to do for the high industrials. I'm going to take a moment to do a little bit of a cheat here and just create a little bit of a triangle wedge for the path for the water, and then going to, of course, let that continue to grow and build and see where we sit at that point. Yes, bring on the businesses and let it grow there. It looks awesome here with the actual building rising up out of the actual construction there. So that is very good growth. And very soon here we'll get, of course, a lot more of the residences down at the bottom here. Due to the expanse that I've got here, I will definitely need to see about changing around some power requirements for the city, so we don't end up with any more major brownouts or significant loss or collapse of the city. Okay, I think it's time that we upgrade our actual power plant here instead of going with the as many windmill for the small amount of power. We're going to upgrade to the coal power plant here. Very careful to put it at the end of the industry, but not actually bleed it into the water, as we don't want to taint our drinking water. Try to keep things reserved here until we can manage to make a proper area that will be a nice isolated industrial pocket. So we'll take a moment to actually take the couple of windmill power plants here off the grid and keep things to a minimum over on this side here, at least for the time being. And we'll work on getting more of the coal power plants as we grow, or where we grow. Well, what city wouldn't be complete without a actual Ghostbusters firehouse? I mean, who doesn't like Ghostbusters? So we'll put the Ghostbusters firehouse here right in the middle of this little highway expanse. It's a perfect gap for it. I might go back and grab some other buildings later on. I just have a few things that I've managed to pick up over the years. But I tried to keep this very basic on light on the mods, I should say. And while we're talking about the various civic buildings for the actual city, let's not forget, of course, the wonderful expanse of actual education for everyone as we continue on with our various builds. Big part of this here is again making sure that I'm putting a school to account for growth. So I decided to, instead of putting it right in the back corner here, I decided to put it right across the way from our park to again kind of mirror what we've already done in our first little section of the neighborhood. As we transition into night and we see that the city is still, of course, thriving, we'll take a little bit of a stroll down this main street here, just to give a nice little overview for the growth of the city and look to the future of expanding the road out along the curve and letting it grow and becoming much bigger along this main road. I may actually end up, of course, going back and renaming some of the streets here. So we'll just take a nice close look here at all this wonderful new growth, and we'll bring it up, of course, onto our actual park here, and take a close look, and that will be the finish of our build for this week, and we'll continue the growth on in future episodes. As we rest up for the night, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you all to my Dragon Kindred. And be sure to check out my
like, comment, and subscribe.
YouTube, Twitch, and other videos. And also follow me